The next part is the top 10 mistakes. I'm not going, as I said this before, I'm not trying to woo you to the China market. This is, yeah, everybody is hungering for foreign products. Please come, you can immediately make a bunch of money. No, it's not like that. Many merchants failed in the market. There are many traps, and how to avoid them. Let's have a look. And all this, the mistakes are represent some merchants paying this with real money and real effort. Of course, there are these top 10 could be top 15, top 20. You can. I think this is a endless expanding. Okay, but let's talk about these top 10 first. I separate all the mistakes into 3 groups before you enter the market. When you enter the market and looking for partners, which means especially TP. And the last part, when you do the execution, okay, you have already established business in China, but you still have some problems. And today, because of the time limitation, I will only address the top 5. And for this kind of thing, is usually after, when you are in China, you will face them, say, how to protect your IP. If you are not in China, nothing to protect, right? Or out of stock. Of course, these are happy problems, okay? So let's leave this later, okay? Let's talk about the top 5 first. Number 1 is everything relies on a Chinese distributor. In day 1, I introduced that I do not recommend you to use distributor unless you know what you are doing and what they are doing. Okay, do not randomly search any guy and some guy say, okay, I know China very well, I'm well connected. Please give it to me. I will help you sell it. Don't trust them that easily. Many merchants, especially brands, because in your home country, offline is the only model. How to sell, how to build a brand, to put your product into every supermarket of your home country. And consumers, they walk in every department store, every supermarket, they can see your brand. Okay, this is a brand, plus some TV advertisement, right? This is the traditional model. But in China, this was the model 15 years ago, and now nobody do this. So, when you enter China, and also if you use a distributor, it's gonna like a black box to you. You know nothing. What they're selling, what about the price? Are they really helping your product, or they're simultaneously selling 10 brands, 10 other brands, your competitors as well? So you don't know this at all. And also they are, especially the offline distributors, they don't know cross-border, they don't know marketing, they don't know online at all. They only know how to knock door to the mom and pop stores, how to put your product into the offline shelf. This is out of date in China. And we have many members made this mistake. So the second mistake is you want to just copy your knowledge and experience to China market. I just introduced Hairburst. They try to do the same thing here. And it failed. Well, although in your home country, maybe you are already online brands, you know, this online e-commerce very well, but in China, it's because in China, there's no YouTube, no Google, no Facebook, no Twitter. Instead, we have WeChat and Tmall. This kind of strange creatures. Some people said that the China internet industry is like a big lagoon. It is just separated from the ocean outside, but the lagoon is big enough to nutrite, to generate some strange creatures, deep ocean creatures, just like WeChat and Alibaba Group, Tmall. So, and to play game with these strange creatures, you have to follow their rules. Don't follow the rules in your home country. Say, the example here is, yeah, just like Airbus, they struggled. Why you always ask me to give discount to run campaigns? I don't like campaigns. I don't like discount. In my home country, I never did this, but in China it's different. The third is randomly choose a Chinese person to lead, to be a project manager, to lead a project. You may think, okay, yeah, he can read Chinese. Chinese is so different. This guy can read Chinese. Okay, he's a Chinese. He can do this business. But actually in China, there are 1.4 billion people who can understand Chinese as a native language, but very few of them know e-commerce. So this is also a very common mistake that the merchant made. I have I used to help a brand, a US brand, to do this business in China, and he just hired an intern in New York. Okay, this guy, this girl can understand Chinese. Let him do the business. But actually, she knew nothing about China and e-commerce. So the company used their own money, effort, and time as a tuition fee to train this intern. And this is super expensive and also not effective, because after many months, he couldn't learn the Chinese e-commerce in New York office alone. Without talking to the local people, right? So eventually nothing happens. And of course, we help them to start a business in China successfully after that. So this is a big mistake. Please find a TP. Don't use your Chinese in your home country. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do this, okay? If you have a Chinese person in your home office, that is good. That's going to be helpful, okay? But of course, if this guy can learn Chinese, is an expert of e-commerce, of course, that's the best scenario. But I really doubt that. Usually, it won't, this miracle won't happen. So if he's smart, he's willing to learn things, let him lead the project, no problem. But you still need a TP, okay? And the fourth mistake is you don't know how to work with a TP. Well, I said this concept yesterday. If you only know 60% of the market, if you only know 10% of the market, no matter who came to you, you will think this guy's a genius. He only knows 20-30%. He's randomly say some special terms, then yeah, this can shock you. Wow, I didn't know this at all. But if you know 50% of it, you can easily tell this guy 90%, this guy 30%. So yes, TP is crucial for a business. And there are thousands of TPs on the market. It's just like sometimes the bad TP, they charge you cheaper, okay? Because they can hire one guy to serve 10 stores, right? So yeah, they can charge you maybe 10,000 RMB, even 1,000 RMB. Some TPs, they even charge you 0 fixed fee, pure commission based. Sounds like fantastic, but actually they don't do any operation job. If there's just one guy can look after 100 stores. And if there's anyone come in and buy something, they just charge commission, right? Because huge amount of search. Maybe someone will come in and buy. Who knows? And yeah, just wait and see. So don't work with these guys. And also, so don't work with these kind of unprofessional TPs, okay? And so that's why I encourage you to really learn something about e-commerce before you run a business. And although as a businessman or businesswoman, you're super busy, you don't have time to join every webinar. We have 100 webinars now. I'm sure that no one have time to watch all of this, even a replay. But the most important thing, the most important ones, you should, okay? And maybe you can, and also if you're the CEO, you can have assistant or project leader who can follow these webinars, and then he or she can report to you. There's also many of our club members doing, and that's why we allowed if you're a member, we allow 3 people to join the club. One is the CEO, and the other 2 are your or 2, and also plus 2 of your colleagues. Usually that's going to be your assistant and your channel manager. And the 5th mistake is similar to the previous one, but this one is more specific for foreigners, that you only work with foreign TPs. There's a type of TP in China. The founder is a foreigner, okay, and or foreigners, and what they are good at is BD, business development, which means sales. So they speak fluent English or any language, okay, Italian, Spanish, you name it, and they know exactly what you want. They will take you to the fancy restaurant for dinner, and in the office, they will present a fancy PPT to entertain you, and to make you feel, wow, this guy is a genius. He knows everything about China, and he's a trustable guy. And then, of course, you will face 2 consequences. Number 1 is this guy don't know China at all, because he's a foreigner. Just like if I go to Russia and want to build a Russian e-commerce company, how come I can know Russia better than Russian people, right? So this is one consequences, and number 2 is most likely you will see a very expensive bill on your table. Yes, one of our club member, he is also from the UK, and he faced exactly this. His annual, remember that we talked about this, right? How the TP charge. Unfortunately, this member, before they join our club, okay, this foreigners TP charge them $25,000 per month, and no commission, 0 commission. Apparently, which that means I just want your fixed fee. I don't want to sell products for you. That's why I don't want to charge your commission, because I cannot sell it. You're a new brand. No one knows you. It's very difficult to sell products. So I will charge as high as I can for your fixed fee, but no commission.